Greetings and welcome to Stunthangar Video Hangouts. My name is Charles Carter and I'll be your host this evening. I want to extend to you my gratitude for watching Stunthangar Video Hangouts. If you are watching this as a replay, I want you to know that I host these YouTube live streams every Monday and Friday evening starting at 6:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So please make a note of this so you can watch or be part of the live stream. Plus, we have an after party following the live stream, which is sometimes better than the live stream, better than the live portion. You must be a registered Stunthangar Forum member to find the link to be part of the live stream and the following after party. Here at Stunthangar Video Hangouts, we talk about building and flying model airplanes, sport flying, and what you've been doing lately. To join our conversation, if you are already a member of Stunthangar Forum, you can find the link if you scroll down to the section called At the Bench. Now, if you're not a member or if you're not logged into Stunthangar Forum, the At the Bench link will not appear. Now, if you're not a member, please register at stunthangar.com/SMF. That's stunthangar.com/SMF. You must place a space between your real first and last name when you register. You must also use a valid email address or Sparky. The proprietor of Stunthangar will not approve you. Now, if you're inclined to not come in, but just enjoy watching us on YouTube, wonderful, fantastic. You can enter your questions or comments in the chat box over here, and I'll do my best to make your questions or comments a part of the show. Now, understand, sometimes I can't get a word in myself, so be patient, and I will ask our illustrious panel your question or state your comments. And by the way, you only can make comments or questions in the chat box during a live stream. So like I said, I host these YouTube live streams every Monday and Friday evening, starting at 6:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Now, if you find the Stunthangar Video Hangouts that I host or the many building videos at John's house that he does, the contest coverage, informative and enjoyable, please hit the thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Subscribe, and when you subscribe, don't forget to hit the notification bell and select all, so whether myself or Sparky comes on, you'll be notified. Share the videos, the comments below the video, those also help the analytics of the Stunthangar YouTube channel. Please consider joining Stunthangar's YouTube channel memberships, which start at just $4.99 a month, which is less than 17 cents a day. And by the way, I'm a member. I have the $4.99 come out of my checking account, and I don't miss it, and I suspect you won't miss it either. Plus, you'd be supporting your hobby, or hopefully it's your passion like myself. And if you don't want to do the subscription, do the super chat over here. And right below the chat box, there's a big $sign, and you can donate any amount you like. Now, you have to do that during a live stream. So if you come in during the time that I do the live stream, Monday and Friday, but Monday and Friday nights, starting at 6:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, come in and do your donation through the super chat. And then if it's more convenient for you to watch it at another time, we'll come back and watch it at your leisure. Now, this is Sparky's YouTube channel. This is not my channel. I come in here just twice a week. And if you want to get in touch with me, go to my YouTube channel, which is called Flying Control Line Stunt. I'm going to repeat that for you. That's Flying Control Line Stunt. All the letters are there. And if you'll locate the video called the 2019 AMA National Championship video, which Sparky shot with his video camera, me flying his Junar XL at the AMA Nationals. And I'll receive a notification and be able to respond to you quickly. I want to thank you for your past, your present, and future support. You are making it happen. Please keep the conversations family and friendly. In other words, please don't do things or use words you wouldn't say or do around your own children or grandchildren. And without any further ado, I'm going to now post a link at the Stunthangar Forum. Let me go do that right now. All right, so that's posted. So that's how you get into this this space. It's through the Stunthangar Forum. And you need to register there if you're not registered, and go to this section called At the Bench. And I have just posted a link with today's date on there. Okay. And let me go to, I just want to do this too as well. Let's see, where'd that go? Just bear with me for a second here. Alrighty, fantastic. And I'm gonna go to what I call the control panel. Looks like Jack Snavely is here already. He says, hello all around the world, just saying hi, got your like, and he has 3 airplane stickers. Thank you very much, appreciate that. And let's see here. I'm making my way to the control panel here so I can see what's going on. Hope everybody had a good weekend and maybe got a chance to do some flying, or maybe even had a chance to work in their shop, and you can come in and tell us all about it. I'd love to hear about what's been going on with you guys, and I'll share a little bit what's been going on with me. It looks like we have currently 10 concurrent viewers and 8 likes. So if you have not hit the like button, please smash that for me. Mark Lumen says, got the thumbs up hit, and we'll be in a bit. Thank you, Mark. Looking forward to you coming in. And let me just edit one last thing here. Just give me a moment.
If right now,
this here.
Is your mic on?
I hear somebody. Hey, Naomi. Oh, Nancy.
Hi.
We're all here.
Hey, how's it going? I'll be right with you guys. Just a second. I'm still setting the show up.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay,
Go
so
mute. Hang on.
if you, yeah, I'm gonna mute.
All right. Hey, fantastic. Everybody's in the house. All right. So I don't know who came in first, but I see you, Naomi, right? The name says Nancy. But you're muted, by the way, Nancy. You're muted. Or Naomi, you're muted. And hello, Keith Trossel. Thank you for coming in. Hello, John Miller. Thank you for coming in. And Gary Sinclair, thank you for coming in.
Guys.
And Mark Wise, thank you for coming in. And it looks like Jim Hoffman's avatar is here, so he'll be here shortly. Hey, Jim. Thanks for coming in. So how's everybody doing?
Good.
Good.
Good. So anybody do any flying or working in a shop since last time you met?
Little snow.
Little snow in Delta, Utah?
Well, that's what, not exactly in Delta, but all around us. We don't get snow in Delta. We're in the banana belt.
Okay.
We never get snow, hardly ever get rain.
Wow.
We do get wind though.
Oh, well, that'll be good. That'll help you out when you go up and competing. You'll be all acclimated to flying in wind.
Learn how to wind fly. I'm gonna have to learn how to do that.
Yes, I've never wind flew. I've never done that. I've never even seen it. I've only heard of it.
Get an old plane you don't like. That's what they tell me. When you can fly, it flies, but it's so old you don't know where it came from. And you get it out there and you short tank it and you're flying it around. When it runs out, if you got the wind, you get it downwind and you come in up over. Gordon did that at the Nats.
Or if you have
with his big twin.
or if you have a real good helper, why take the prop off, put another ounce in the nose, and have your helper throw it into the wind as hard as he can. Then it goes.
Yeah.
Wow.
That way you
That's
don't
the
have.
first time I've ever heard that.
That way you don't have the drag of the propeller up there.
Good point.
Thank you, Naomi. And you left them muted. Hey, Tom, you're muted. Down in the lower left corner.
There you got it.
Excellent.
Okay, so I'm offering to do a short demo for anybody who wants to change their name to their actual name instead of their wife's name. Okay.
Mighty.
Thank you. Thank you.
We are engineers,
So now that comes up all the time, Naomi.
Yeah, if you want to mute it, just press on where it says mute.
Very good. Thank you, Nancy. I mean, thank you, Naomi.
Oh, my
Ethan
name's
changed
changed
it
now.
to Tom.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
got
Yeah,
it
you're
Tom
Tom
now.
You're not Nancy anymore.
And we're
Yeah.
going home, so we'll be back.
All right, fantastic. It looks like it's kind of
Right.
cold over there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's cold.
Well, there's a storm going north of us. It's really,
All right.
really
Okay,
bad.
thanks, guys. Okay. Do you want me, I'll
It's
take that
even
stuff and then I'll
cold
pay you
here.
tomorrow. Okay.
They
Perfect.
say they're gonna get 2 feet of snow up in Idaho.
Wow. Wow. Well, let me welcome Dennis Adamison. Thank you, Dennis.
Hi,
For
Dan.
coming in. I
guys.
appreciate it.
Hi, Denny.
So anybody go in there cold shop and do some work on the model airplanes or anything?
Yeah, I went in my shop last weekend and everything I did, I need to repair. Not a very, very happy day. All right.
Oh,
So,
what happened?
oh, it's just, you know, nothing worked, nothing. And I was trying to be diligent and getting everything lined up. And I went to put it all together and nothing fit. And it's like 3 deep breaths, turn off the light, go out.
Okay, I can blame you for what I did then.
All righty. What's that, Keith?
Uh-oh.
I worked most of the last 2 days getting the tip weight box on the airplane of this new big job. I
Uh-huh.
got looking at it tonight, said, it looks like a nice job. And I looked at it and something didn't look right. And the tip weight box is on the outboard tip, okay, but it's on top of the wing. instead of-
Oh.
Did that?
Hey, Mark, I'm talking to you.
Yeah, but
Just
he
say
had
it's
it on
on
the right
purpose.
wing.
It's on
It's
purpose.
on the right wing.
It's on the correct wing, just on the wrong side. Oh well.
I do know one guy who happened to be a national champion. He put the control lines on the wrong side of the airplane.
Wow.
Boy.
Yeah, that's worse than putting the box on top on the
Yeah,
outboard.
I can
Mm,
fix,
I think
that'll
so.
be fixed. That'll be fixed tonight, man. It'll only add a little bit of weight, and there's going to be weight out there anyway. So,
Right.
just that much lead weight I have to carry around.
Right.
But otherwise, the wing is finished.
Oh, good. Very, very,
I'll
very
go show
good.
it. I'll bring it in and show it to you.
Oh, sounds good. Brad Lapointe. Thank you for coming in, Brad.
Hi, Charles.
How you doing?
Good.
All right.
I think Paul put his weight tip on the top of the wing one time.
Oh, who?
Walker,
Okay.
I think. I'm not sure.
I remember
I've
that.
seen several people do it on purpose.
I had mine on top of the outboard wing on my Vector. I did it by accident, but I said, "What the heck? It's in the outboard wing." I wasn't taking it to the Nats.
Yeah, it's easier to add tip weight and take it out
That's right.
when it's on top. So
Yes, that's right.
Take a look at this wing here by Keith
Yeah.
Trossel.
Here's inboard wing. Everything looks normal. Supposed to look like an inboard wing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Lead out guides in there,
yeah.
Nice.
Right.
Ooh,
So
nice.
far, so good. Yeah.
and we're still looking at the top of the wing. And we go out here to the outboard tip, and that's the bottom of the wing.
That's the bottom of the wing.
Now
But-
do it again now.
Here's the top. Here's the top of the wing, and there's.
Oh, look at there.
Oh, wow. Oh,
Well,
you have a
you
nice
just
little-
try to show off
I
that
don't
fancy
know.
mount.
Keith,
Well, I
that's
love
such
that
a
it's a
beautiful
round,
install. I'd show that off. I'd leave it
I
on
would
top.
too.
I'd
not
leave it.
brag
Yeah,
about
that
it.
is nice and round.
All I'm going to do is fill in this with a piece of balsa wood. It's bass wood
Yeah.
around here, and there's aluminum plate that goes over that. But anyway, we'll fix it to where there'll be a tip weight box out here.
Wow, that tip weight box looks really good. I didn't know that you did
Mhm.
it like that with a round shape. That's pretty neat.
Yeah, I do that on all my airplanes.
Keith, I'll send you a Pampa sticker you can put over that.
Excellent.
Very good. Now, why do you do it like that, Keith? Is there any reason, or it's just for style, just your style or your signature, or what?
That's just what I do. Yeah.
Beautiful, love it.
Do you use BBs for weight or something like that?
No, I have little 1/8 ounce balls and 1/4 ounce balls, but there's plenty of room in there. Sometimes I run
Mhm.
out of room in there and they shake around, but I just figured I just got some foam stuff I've put in there and pack it. But
That's nice.
Do you build in any weight, just to reduce the amount you have to adjust? That makes sense? Like
Well,
building a
yeah,
half? Yeah,
when I was
okay.
putting the sheeting on,
Hmm.
I was weighing the leading edge sheeting, the form. And this one, the outboard wing was a couple grams heavier than the inboard wing. And a couple of things I did, put the heavies, well, even the trailing edge. This side was heavier than that side, and I saved maybe was 4 or 5 grams, maybe 8 grams heavier on this side after it's all finished before the controls went in. And the
Mm-hmm.
controls went in, the lead outs out there sort of almost balances. And then with all this out here, ended up that there's a 1/4 ounce more. It took 1/4 ounce to balance the lead outs and everything else I had on here. So there's extra weight out here. I saved probably 1/4 ounce, maybe more, by having everything on this side rather than having to
Mhm.
counterbalance on the inboard side. So yeah, I pay attention to that.
Heath,
Is that an equal span wing?
Yes.
Okay,
So it means it's going to be even more, probably at least an ounce of tip weight. I forget what I had in the other one, but it's close to an ounce at least.
that's nice.
Mhm.
Keith, how do you get your push rod in?
Well, there's a beginning of a slot here,
Right?
and I use the large Dubro ball link,
Right.
and the bell crank's already got the ball link on it and the ball attachment to it. So I'll be able to reach in there with the push rod and just screw into
Oh,
the
okay.
the ball link attachment.
Yep.
It's going to be kind
Very
of
nice.
tricky, but otherwise I'd have the push rod flopping around here trying to build a fuselage around it all the time, and that's
Right.
impossible.
Right. That's nice.
Very nice.
Nice
It
job.
is. Yeah.
And the bell crank, there's 32nd inch ply sitting in here to help take some of the load of the bell crank back into the main spar, because the main spar carries all the load in the wing. But then there's a post here on the top and on the bottom, and that will tie into the fuselage doublers, and that will carry most of the loads for the pole
Yeah.
test.
Yeah. Very nice.
So there's not much weight. There's no structure at all on the internal of the wing to hold the bell crank, other than the 32nd inch ply sheet right around here, top and bottom.
What
Hmm.
kind of bell crank and what size bell crank do you have in there,
Well,
Keith?
this one wouldn't take. It's a 3.5 inch bell crank, and it's actually it's an old Brodak bell crank that I drilled different holes in for to make it a 3.5 inch crank. 4-inch crank would mean that the bell crank would be even further back, because right now the arms of the bell crank go almost right up to the main spar here. And
Okay.
so anyway, the bell crank's sitting about 1.5 inches back further than one would normally have it. But what's important is where the lead outs come out here, and this same way I had on the first big job, and the plans show it that way, and it works.
Yeah, I like that with the bell crank completely behind the web spar there and stuff. You don't have to, mess with cutting the web or anything like that to get lead outs clearance when you're adjusting lead outs
Yeah.
and things like that. Everything behind
Yeah,
this
if
web
you
is
had bell
nice.
crank in normal position, why the front lead out would be up here, and like you say, Dennis, why you have problem then getting the lead out in the right position with the webbing between bars here, and this just makes it a lot simpler.
I would guess you'd have a lot of trouble getting a fuel tank in it then too, if you didn't, if you had the
Well,
bell crank running that far
There'd
forward.
be no room for a fuel tank in there then.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
And anyway, on the last one, why the bell crank, the lead out, the forward lead out came out well behind the main spar anyway, so the two lead
Okay.
outs come out in this around here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and this is the same lead out guide that I had on the other one. It's one thing that's salvaged from the other.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's a beautiful wing.
Sure
Keith.
is.
It
Good
is.
boy.
7 ounces right here.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know, Alan Brickhouse he didn't have the material you got, you know, under the sheeting at the bell crate post.
Yeah,
He came through the balsa, but he then he put I think it was an 1/8 inch ply. It was a triangle. The base was up against his side of his fuselage, and he had the doublers back there, and it went around, and the wide base was towards the inboard wing, so it bore all the weight onto that doubler on the fuselage.
yeah, you mean around the post here.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then it goes right, and, well, I'll show you just a little piece of plywood, 1/8 inch light ply. It goes right around here, then it matches up with the doubler right here, top and bottom.
yeah.
And there's absolutely no way that that's not going to take a pull test.
Oh, it won't?
It will take the pull test. I mean,
Oh,
no way that
oh,
it will not to take the pull test.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
And do you put stops in your with your bell crank so it can't
No,
over rotate?
I've never worried about that.
Don't do that.
No.
I agree. Don't do it.
Anyway, it's coming along.
It is. Thank you very much for showing us that.
Is that going to be lighter than the last one?
I'm hoping so, because I'm paying a little bit more attention to the wood that went into this one. And we'll see how that works. I know the leading edge, I saved a little bit of weight because the other one had a stick leading edge, and then the sheeting was wrapped around that with a lot of glue to hold it down and all that. And this was the leading edge is lighter, and I think I've got better wood in the whole thing, so we'll see.
Yeah.
Very good. Thank you so much. Looks like we have some more people came in. I'm not sure of the order, but let me just welcome you. Mike Lonke, thanks for coming in. I see you got your mic muted. And Sparky, thank you for coming in. And Mark Gerber, thank you for coming in. And Stuart, thank you for coming in. Appreciate it. Anybody else? Let me see. And I thought I heard you coughing, Philip. Philip Bailey's in the house. Thank you for coming in.
Yeah,
and Mark Lumen's in. Wow. Hey, that's great. 15 people already in the house. So that is awesome. Mondays, I tell you, are just amazing. They're on par with any Friday, I tell you. In the chat box, I have a couple comments. Dennis said he gave me a like, and you'll see you in a few, and he's here. And then Jeff Riley said, finally got in to give me the like button, but his dying router is going to become
I've done this a few times.
It's going to be a BB gun target. And welcome back, Naomi and Lynn Burrell. Thank you and you look like you're more comfortable there, a little warmer there in your house.
Welcome, Naomi. Lynn, we can.
Is that Nancy?
You want those? Or do you want me to just unplug this?
Alrighty, so excellent. So has anybody done any flying? I know Sparky's been doing some work because I've seen some of his videos.
My name is Jim Caviezel. Yeah.
It looks like Bob Hunt's coming in. Hey, Bob, thank you for coming in. Appreciate it.
I just waved to everybody.
Bob, did you dye your hair?
Yeah,
Grew a bit more too.
both strands.
Very good. Very good.
When I get a haircut, I mean exactly that. I get a haircut.
Barbara, I'll tell you, it's what he leaves, right?
Well, as my father used to tell my mother when she busted on him for his follically impaired condition, she would bust on him and say that, grass, he would tell her, he said, grass doesn't grow in a busy street. And she'd say back to him, it doesn't grow in a billiard ball either.
Yeah.
Very good.
Well,
So anybody do any flying since last time we met? You did, Brad? All right. Fantastic. And anybody else? That's cool. Brad, what did you fly? You flew your Ringmaster? Is that what it is? Or
Just the old twister, Fanchrise twister.
Fantastic. That's great.
When the weather gets crappy, I just bring out the old beater and put in a few plates.
That is good. Now that twister is glow or is it electric?
LA 46,
Okay, very good. Very, very good.
overpowered, but wind doesn't bother.
I bet.
Remember, Brad, there's only one correct amount of horsepower. Way
More.
too much.
Yeah,
Way too much.
Much.
I flew a Cavalier for years with a 40 on it, and so thought it was a great airplane. I gave it away. One of the guys needed a plane, and I had more than I wasn't flying it much, so I gave it to a fella, and he took the 40 and put a 46 on it. It flew so much better with a 46, I couldn't believe it. So I mean,
Shocking.
Did he
one
give
of
it
those
back?
things.
Did he give it back?
No, he crashed it.
Oh,
So he kind of gave it back.
I didn't say he could fly. I said the plane could. The plane flew great, but I do have another Cavalier ready for paint. Cavalier profile ready for paint. Well, I've got a full body ready for paint, but I have one of each ready for paint now.
There's nothing better than more horsepower up front.
Anybody
Yeah.
notice how much Tom Knight looks like Dan Banjock?
Oh, Lord, hadn't thought of that.
See, I always see Dan with a hat. So I didn't make that connection. Whenever I see
always
Dan
see
Banjock, he has
I've known Dan for years. I've never seen him. He didn't have on an old oily hat.
Yeah.
right. So Tom, do you know Dan Banjock? You know who we were talking about? You might not, but that's a good thing, anyways. That you kind of remind us of Dan Banjock.
Oh, Danny's all right.
Dan's a great guy and a heck of a pilot, but I tell you what, he does love that old hat. Oh, what is it? Cox, isn't it? Seems like it's a Cox hat he always wears.
No, it's a Philly Flyers hat.
It is a Philly Flyers. Who is it that wears the Cox hat?
I got one of those too.
Hey, speaking of Cox, there's a Cox 15 on eBay. Did anybody notice that?
A what?
The what?
There's a Cox 15 on eBay
Wow.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
with a muffler and everything. So,
thank you.
Speaking of Cox, I got a story I just heard.
all right.
Talking to Bart Klopinski, not Koplinski, Klopinski. Everybody gets that wrong. Did you know that Bart, when he was younger, worked at Disneyland and Futureland flying airplanes, those little Cox half-A airplanes, and shows every day, several shows a day.
Wow.
He just told me that he has 3 P-40, Cox P-40 airplanes in the box, brand new, never touched.
Wow.
Wow.
And he said, do you have any connections at AMA? I said, yeah, why? He said, well, I'd like to donate these to the AMA Museum.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
That'd be nice.
That would be neat.
That's between $6,000 and $10,000 worth.
Wow.
Wow.
I'll tell Bart that. Maybe he'll change his mind.
All you gotta do
Wow.
is look on eBay and see what those are bringing.
Well, maybe he can donate one of them and then use 2 of them to improve his such situation, you know.
Bob,
Wow.
you think he'd give one to the Pampa Museum?
And that happens to be what, at your house, right?
Well, that would be the first plane.
The seed.
Very good.
Well, Bart would fly 3 of those at a time.
Yeah, he would. I saw him do it.
Wow.
I tried flying through 2 at once this year. It didn't work out too good at all. Brad knows. Brad and Naomi both know it didn't work out good at all.
Well, you got to fly both in the same circle.
I was
Oh,
taking
did.
pictures. It wasn't pretty.
In the same
was,
direction.
yeah, it was all good until I got spread eagle, and then I was in big trouble.
We got to learn to fly the fast one up high, down low. And
Yeah, see, you can't get it straight, can you? No, you
No.
can't.
Red Reinhardt used to do that. Red Reinhardt used to do that back when it was called stunt, before they had a pattern. They had to do stunts, and he would fly 2 airplanes. They always fly the faster one as the following airplane, so we could do a loop with that when it got too close to the other one.
Well, I got to tell you guys a little story as to how this happened. When Naomi and I got married in 2018, we decided we were gonna do, instead of, as well as the exchanging of the rings, we were gonna do the exchanging of the ringmasters.
Oh,
So,
wow.
so what we decided this past summer was that we would try it and see if we could do it. Well, it was a big failure, and we are gonna try it again, but we'll make sure we get our game a little more together next time before we try it.
And I
Wow.
make a suggestion.
Yeah,
049s are a heck of a lot cheaper than 35s or even 25s.
yeah, it's a lot easier to fix, I'm sure, too.
Yeah.
We busted up one ringmaster pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh, no, sorry. I busted up one ringmaster pretty good.
Uh-oh.
That's okay. Naomi can fix it for
I
you.
flew mine impeccably. I had no problems.
I,
He's the one
I'm
who made
not
the
surprised to hear
mistake.
that, Naomi.
boy.
It doesn't surprise me.
No,
I believe,
not at
And
all.
I believe her.
And
Hey,
we have
Len.
Joe Gilbert in the house. Hey, hey, Joe, thanks
Hey,
for coming
Joe,
in.
good to see
Joe.
you, buddy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes
Let-
18 in the house. So be patient. I know we all want to say something, but if you want to, the best thing is raise your hand digitally, and I might notice it quicker than if you just wait to try to find a space to get in. There's 18 of us, and so that's a huge crowd. Yes, John, I could see that.
I wanted
without-
to say, I wanted to let Len know that half-a ringmasters bounce over grass.
Yes,
yeah,
they do.
very good. And then Mark Gerber, who just raised his hand. Go ahead, Mark.
I've given you a thumbs up.
That was a thumbs up. That worked. Well, thank you.
But I do have something to show Keith. I guess I had something to show Keith here.
Joe
All right.
Gilbert's raising his hand, but he doesn't know how to raise it.
Minute.
You gonna share something, Mark?
Oh, no, was it coming up?
Oh, here we go.
Now it's coming up.
There you go.
Something's coming up.
Ooh,
Oh, my goodness.
look at
That's
that.
looking good.
It's got my second coat of primer on it. If anybody wants to help sand, you're welcome to come by.
Did you do that one with the Lost foam cradle set?
Yes, I did. That's the one you made for me
Okay.
2 years ago, almost. Well, 2 years ago now, yeah.
Which
I
bear
remember
is that?
That's a Bearcat 3.
The silver one.
I don't know which.
That's gorgeous.
Is that the
Beautiful.
classic? Is
It's
that what
classic
classic
legal.
legal?
It's basically the same thing as what was in the magazine. It's supposed to have a slightly improved or an improved airfoil. And Mark changed the construction around where it's molded shells and the lost foam wing. And it's got a round nose on it. And
Keith, what was the one you built?
that was straight out of the magazine, except with the planked fuselage instead of the blocks that Raby used.
Yeah, but I mean, which one was it? 3, 4?
One.
It'd be one.
One?
Yeah.
Well,
One
then
or
what's the
two.
one?
Mark,
Raby
is that
won?
glow?
Yeah, the Super Tiger 60 getting ready to go in there.
Nice.
Mark, that's just beautiful. That really
It
is.
is. Looks
It's
sharp.
That
You
is
don't want to
really
look at
cool.
it too closely. I had stood back with the camera so you can't see the.
Well,
Oh,
yeah, but you know,
baloney.
those things all get fixed.
What,
Never confess, Mark.
you have the canopy for it, Mark?
Yeah, sure.
And where'd the canopy come from?
That Park Flyer place.
Park Flower, yeah, because Raby, yeah, he's got the Raby Bearcat canopy on there, right?
It's Park Flyers in Texas. Is that the place in Texas?
I
On
don't,
the web. I don't know where it is.
I know
no,
there's one in Texas that, man, they had some beautiful canopies. He's the one Raby ordered mine for me and had it sent to me, and it was from someplace in Texas.
Hank Hangersley.
Do what?
Hank Hangersley. I got 2 of them. That's the
no,
guy.
Keith Sparks is the guy's name.
What is it?
Keith Sparks is the one that runs Park Flyer.
Oh, I got mine from Tank Hangersley, the same guy who cuts those tiny stencils for the nomenclature. Folded canopies. That's the ones that Al told me.
Okay, well, anyway, Keith Sparks of Park Flyers has Raby canopies for the Bearcat and a couple other Raby airplanes, including the Hornet, I think.
That'd be neat. That Hornet is a beautiful airplane. I keep thinking about that ever since y'all started talking about it the other week. I'll never get around to building it, but I'll always be interested in it now.
Keep hanging your hand up there.
Okay, Joe.
Joe.
Yes,
Oh, that is pretty.
I got a little bit of bad news. Linda Bob texted Colleen a while ago that Don Hutchison passed away today.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that.
So just FYI, keep the family in the prayers.
Will do.
He was a great guy.
He was.
One heck of a prolific drawer.
For sure.
Yeah,
He
Mark
had a
told me
good
about
eye
that.
for.
He sent me a thumb drive with all of his designs on it.
I've got
Lucky
that
dog.
too.
Wow,
I've got his
that's nice.
Corsair and his P40Q, but I wish I'd gotten the Hellcat. I want to get a copy of his Hellcat.
I'll make a copy, send to you.
They're
Well, thank you.
magnificent.
Appreciate it.
They're magnificent.
Yeah, they are. Everything. The thing that surprised me, I thought the first model I ever had was a WinMac powered S&H green stamp purchased SBD3 Dauntless. So I wanted another Dauntless. Well, I thought I'll build this. It's a profile, but I'll build this, but it won't fly worth a flip, but it'll go around in circles, still do more than my Dauntless did. So it'll be fun. This thing will stunt.
Oh,
You
yeah.
think?
Oh, yeah.
Surprised me, Bubba, but it's going to a contest as my Warbird this summer.
Yes,
This thing
sir.
will stunt.
You've had a little experience with that, haven't you there, Joe?
I've flown lots of them. I've flown the T6. I made a living with that almost for a long time.
A living.
Almost made a living with that plane. And I've flown the SBD and the Chipmunk and the
Piper Cub?
Dagger Wing, the Piper Cub, the
Wait a
Dauntless.
minute, Joe, did he design the Chipmunk?
Yes, for me.
Well, I'm still trying to get a whole set of planes. I've got a fuselage. It's got to be that long. And I should bring it out here and just show it to you. I'll try to do that Friday night. I'm trying to find the plans to it so I can build it because it's gorgeous. I got the plan. I got the fuselage from Tom Morris, but where the plans are, I have no idea. Nice looking airplane though.
Fix you up.
Well, I appreciate that. This thing's got plywood fuselage on the side of it already. I mean, plywood sheeting on the sides of it. I'm going to increase the saddle for the wings to set in. I mean, it might look a little goofy for a Chipmunk to have that big a fender flares. Whatever you call it, I'm drawing a blank. But that fuselage is only, it's a little bitty, and that's a great big wing. And it only goes halfway around the wing. So the wing only got it anyway. I'm going to put some more area on it. I can't put a coherent thought together. I'm on too much medication. But anyway.
Well, Jim raised his hand up next. Jim Hoffman, go ahead, Jim.
Go ahead.
I just want to ask Joe or anybody, do you have contact information for Flora?
Flora's gone also.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure
I didn't know that.
I'm sure. I'll check with Glenn, but I think she passed away a couple years ago. Dawn's been in a assisted living for a while now, I think. Dale went and saw him every now and then. He didn't know anybody anymore, of course. That's just the way all that works.
Yeah.
The family, he's got that one granddaughter flying in the Navy. And he's got kids, but I don't know where they are for sure.
Yeah, he was a heck of
he invited us down. We first got into this, probably 205 maybe or 6, pretty early on. He says, come down, Joe and Colleen, we're having a 50th anniversary. So we drive to Dallas, Fort Worth, and we walk in the house. And there's a guy sitting on the couch with his sock feet on the table, the coffee table. I look, and I said, is that Bobby Allison? I said, Colleen, that's Bobby Allison. Damn, that's Bobby Allison in there in his front room with his feet on the desk, man. He and Flora knew Bobby and the kids and all of them. And Bobby came down to his 50th wedding anniversary too.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
Hey, let me welcome Al Fierro. Hey, Al, thank you for coming in.
Hey, Al, good to see you.
Good to be seen.
Absolutely.
Mark Gerber.
Yo.
you probably have this photo, but
Oh, look at that.
Oh,
Really?
Is that Jim
looks like
Lynch's?
Jim Lynch's.
that's
Yep.
Jim Lynch, sure enough.
Can you send me that, Bob?
yeah, sure.
That is
I've been
beautiful.
putting together a
Wow.
notebook of my Bearcat information. I'd love to have that picture in there.
Does
That
Bob
is
still have that airplane,
gorgeous.
Bob?
What's that?
Billy, does Billy have that airplane still?
Billy?
Billy Warridge used to have that
Billy
airplane.
Warwich had that plane.
That's right.
That one or the one after it?
That the one that Jim gave to a guy in the hospital had cancer, and the guy died, and somehow Billy got it from the people's widow or whatever.
Oh, okay, yeah. I don't know if he had it or not. So I didn't see it there at his place, so I don't know.
Don't know.
Anyway,
That is so shiny. Beautiful.
That is
You should have
unbelievable.
seen it. You should have seen it in person. If you think it's shiny in the picture, it was. Even Al Raby looked at that thing and said, "Well, I can't repeat what Al said, but anyway, he was impressed."
Wow.
Jim Lynch can build a model.
Yes, he can.
He's a pretty fair flyer too.
Yes, Mark Wise.
I just want to ask Al, was the wedding last weekend?
No, it's this Saturday coming.
Oh, okay, okay.
here's another one that's sort of tangent to that, but
Oh, look at that.
Look at that.
That is
that exhaust
gorgeous.
painted on, or is that real?
what's that?
The exhaust burn, Mark.
That's
Smoke.
paint. That's paint.
Is that
Yeah.
paint?
Yeah,
That's
That
paint.
that just makes me
Or is that
crazy.
dried up caster?
I thought that was the biggest deadgum stunner I'd ever seen in my life.
Wow.
That thing was huge.
Wow, that is amazing.
Now, were those Don's designs? Or
Do
was
what?
that-
That's
were those
Al, right?
Al Raby.
Al, okay. yeah.
Al Raby. That was the first big one I ever saw. That sucker had a 6-inch cowl. That thing was huge.
That is huge. And Gordon Delaney's in the house, you guys. So now we
Hey,
have
Gordon.
20.
Hey, Gordy, a long
20
time no
people.
talk to. Like 20 minutes.
Ah,
20.
Oh,
that
nice
thing.
picture. I remember this one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
me
that's
too.
an iconic picture.
I was taken by a guy named Jim Boyd, who was the world's foremost authority on steam locomotives.
Wow.
He had the office next to mine at Carson's Publications. I was at Flying Models, and he had the magazine called Rail Fan. And he took
Oh, yeah.
that picture when he was the associate editor of Flying Models. I was down at Lake Charles, Louisiana in 1974.
That's just beautiful.
Al could build an airplane, y'all.
Yeah.
He's a pretty fair flyer too.
Wow. And Howard
Look how
Rush just
nicely
came
cowled
in.
in that was.
Oh,
Hey, Howard, thank you for coming in, Howard.
He's big.
Charles, you might have a record here.
I think so. I can't remember having 21 people at one time. This
And
is
this
pretty
is
amazing.
Monday.
Let me Mondays are like
Look at those pictures. There's okay,
Okay.
that one has 17 on the nose and the other one had 11.
This
11.
was Al Rabe's airplane at the 1970 Nats.
Isn't that the one
Nice.
Keith beat
Wow.
him when he bounced the landing?
No, well, Keith is building the one that had the the Falcon paint job, the civil paint job on it, but then Al did a military version. I don't know if it's a 2 or a 3, but I don't have it scanned, unfortunately. I shall fix that shortly and send it to our good friend Mark here.
Yeah,
He
I
can put
appreciate
that
that,
in
yeah.
his list of things.
Put
So
that in my notebook as well. I've
Thank
been
you
looking
very
for one of
much,
those. I haven't been able to find one.
Thank you, Dennis.
Keith, is that not the one that he was flying when you won?
And then Keith has something he wants to share.
Yeah, there's
Oh,
another.
look at
All right.
That's
There
a
we
picture of
go.
Jim Lynch's airplane.
Oh,
That's,
Air
I
Force.
think the 76 Nats in Dayton.
Wow.
And that's Raby's airplane, the
There's
WR.
Snaggletooth, yeah.
And who's the other guy that built some of Raby's
With
airplanes?
the Bill Rutherford?
Bill
Bill Rutherford, yeah.
Bill Rutherford, yeah.
Rutherford, I think.
And that's later version of my Focke-Wulf.
That looks beautiful.
Does look beautiful. They look beautiful. Wow.
That is a parking lot at a motel outside of Area B at Wright-Patterson.
Dayton, Ohio.
Yeah.
I'll be darned.
Very nice.
And you're talking about Raby flying at the 70 Nats. he was second there, I guess. I wasn't.
You were first.
Yeah, but I wasn't on the circle very long. I didn't watch anybody else fly that year.
Yeah, he bounced the landing is how he lost. That's the next year is when he come up with that shock absorbing landing gear, which really doesn't shock absorb, but it's a long theory of
I
how
thought
that
he had
works.
that landing gear on all of them.
No,
No, he didn't have it on the Bearcat 3, and
no.
he tried it first on the Sea Fury. And then,
Well, no, it was actually tried according to the plans. If you order the Pampa plans for the Bearcat and the Mustang, it on one of them it tells that he put them on there after he bounced the landing and lost the nationals to Keith Trussell. And he said the next year he had them on there, but if he was going to build the airplane and fly it in classic, he would put it on there and just hope they didn't downgrade it too bad on the fidelity points. But he would put it on there.
I'll have to go back and read the notes on the plans. He's got tons of
Yeah,
notes
it's on there. So that's where I learned. I read it on the plans and then I called him and talked to him about it. But when I was first starting to build my BBQB,
Yeah, here comes
I called him like, there you go. Keith
shock
shot one.
landing gear.
Oh,
that one's
wow,
actually
look
springs.
at that.
That one actually springs.
That is
Well,
cool.
the weight of the model would compress it.
Yeah, but really the trick to it, it would get the tires spinning before the weight of the model came down on it. So it did not induce a bounce.
Well, Raby made a set of gear, this set of gear for my Bearcat. I put them on and I bounced every landing. And I took them off, and that Bearcat, the way I had the landing gear set up, it worked. It never bounced unless I really screwed up. But I couldn't keep this from bouncing. I don't know. The angle was wrong or something.
Looks like it's too easy.
Well, all of his gear were that way. When it's sitting on the ground, they would fully depress.
Every now and then he would pull out of a triangle and actually roll the outboard wheel on the ground. And you can see it compress,
I heard about that.
Yeah, I think his goal with that wasn't to shock absorb as much as it was to make sure that the wheel was always intact with the ground. So if the airplane allegedly bounced, I mean, it really wouldn't bounce, but nobody could see that the wheel actually left the
It would
turf.
follow the tracks, the bumps.
It would. The airplane might have been out of position or something like that, but if the wheels didn't leave the ground, there was no visible sign of a bounce.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
That's
wow.
John Callentine's planes don't have springs, and he has consistent good landings.
Who is this dude on the right on the bottom? Good gracious.
I don't know. He had hair. Can't be me.
I remember when you had a lot of hair.
That was Snaggletooth. That he had a Como.
Yeah, that's
Como 51 and Alois Engineering Como 51. They had them stacked up like cordwood on his bench in his room because he would blow one about every day. We were changing motors in that thing every day.
Wow.
Yeah, but didn't he win a technical award with that thing for the way the exhaust came out and it pulled air through the cowling? Something right, I can't remember, but he won some kind of tech award at the Nationals of that airplane.
Oh, he did. Quite an achievement, that airplane.
Yeah, it was. He did a lot of things that, well, there's several people that you'd have to chalk that up to, but Al Raby did more for molding than I think anybody has. But then you got guys that have come up with these lost foam wings and these other little trivial things. You can't count them out either.
Well, everybody contributes what they can to it, Yep.
Yeah, but not all of us are as darn talented as you are.
The first Dick Williams designs, I built that and put the exact degree that he called out for in that. And that airplane, it looked like a Mustang without a scoop. It was a nice looking airplane out on the end of the line. But that, pardon?
Excalibur?
No. It was
P40Q.
the Electra. The Electra.
Oh, Electra. Yeah. Okay.
But that airplane, as I'd come down, I could bring it down on. It was one of the best flying landing airplanes I ever had, because I could bring it down, get it close to the ground, and just drive it onto the ground. It would just stick, and it'd stay on the mains, and I could roll it like, a quarter of the circle or more on the mains, without fear of it tripping over, on asphalt. And I think that what I'm trying to say is it has a lot to do with the geometry you set up your landing gear, and the way you place them can make a big difference. If you look at the guys that fly, what is that form of racing they do? Team race, and they bring those things in hot and heavy, and they land them on the mains, and the guy catches them. It's all the way they got the gear set up.
Yep, I agree.
Another one you might want.
I think those guys are insane myself.
Wow, nice.
That is nice. Where was that, Bobby?
What's that?
Where was this picture taken?
What picture is up there? I can't. I'm
It's a Mustang. I can't tell what the second.
Oh, that was
one
in
is.
England in '78.
Stiletto, yeah.
Yeah.
Stiletto and the Genesis, maybe.
Is that a Genesis? That does look like a Genesis in the middle. Okay.
That's about the middle of the Genesis.
It looks like it's kind of blurry on mine, but
Yeah, it's a little blurry.
I can't find my. I might have to go out and go back in. I can't find the main
The
page.
cursor's moving around. You're moving your cursor.
Yeah, but
Is that the car before or after the famous cross-country drive?
that is the car that we ran that little lady off the road. We ran up on the curb and knocked her down.
All right.
Wow.
But the statute of limitations is the statute of limitations has run out on that. So
You hope so. Just to be sure, don't go back. All right. So
Do they have a statute of limitations in England?
What's that?
Do they have a statute of limitations in England?
Well, we didn't kill her.
Oh, okay.
That's nice.
I'm not going back to France.
well, that means that if she's still around, she's gonna kick your behind, man. You see, knows you're there. You two are.
Keith can probably Keith can fill you in a little bit more on that trip because he saw more than I did. When I was driving, I had my eyes closed.
Oh, nice.
Convenient.
I don't know if I
Remember
did
that trip, Keith?
I remember that trip, and I had problems with those roundabouts driving on
And
them.
pelican walks and zebra walks.
You look the wrong way and you turn the wrong way. That's it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the
Driving
left
on
side
the
of the
wrong
car,
bloody
left
side
side
of
of
the
the
road.
car is a lot further away from you when you're driving on the right side.
Yeah.
But we brought the fuel back. We got the fuel.
We got the fuel. It was all one day, coast to coast to coast in one day.
Right.
Wow.
Wow.
But on that same theme, I'm not going back to France either because after I got back, I got a notice from Avis that I had 2 speeding tickets in France.
Me too.
You had two.
$320 worth.
Did you pay it?
Yeah, I paid it.
I didn't. And
Get
not,
me.
and not going back either.
No.
Yeah, with penalties and fees, that might be really a huge fine now.
Mm.
I have a couple
That wasn't a
comments in
happy
the chat
trip.
box. Let me catch up on the chat box. Eves 100 says, "Rest in peace." So sad. I think that's regarding Don Hutchinson.
Don Hutchinson, yeah.
And Litz RC says, "Hey guys," and also I want to apologize. I think it was Friday. There was a lot of people in the chat. I was trying to catch up, and I skipped over some people's names. I know that Terry Forbes was in the chat last Friday, and probably many others. So I apologize that I did not say your comment or question or what you had. It's have my hands full, and I just sorry about that. So come on back and try it again. Maybe I'll see it for sure. Gordon, you have a question or comment, Gordon? Or
Is that Don Hutchinson passed away?
Yes.
Heck, today or yesterday.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I knew
Lit-
Don quite well.
Yeah, Don was a wonderful guy.
Yep.
Linda Bob text Colleen a while ago, so it's probably today.
I'm so
Yeah.
sorry to hear that.
He was quite a character.
On a brighter note, what do you guys think of Sparky's new airplane?
Well,
I think
I,
it's beautiful.
Looking pretty nice.
It is. It's looking really nice. I like the yellow and the orange and the
All you got,
that.
all you need to know is Sparky did it.
Yeah. It's pretty. And the green canopy is neat too.
Yeah.
Wendy always said, paint the canopy a different color than anything else on the airplane. It does
Yeah.
look great.
It
I do the
does.
same thing.
well, look at that decal that Sparky made.
Oh, yeah.
Did you hear Don
Well,
Hutchinson passed away?
One of the tail was just,
I already put it out on the on Facebook.
Oh, I just saw it on the bench here.
I don't,
Talking
that's
about,
just not even fair being that darn talented though.
I didn't realize.
I
too.
still can't get in. I haven't gotten into that yet. I can't get on the bench yet. But yeah, he passed away over the weekend. His I want to say sister, but it might have been the daughter that called me from Texas.
Oh, that's good.
And
Okay, I'm gonna let you go. I'm on the bench right now.
okay, call back after the bench.
See you.
Give me a call. Okay, bye.
Wow.
All righty.
You guys want to see a great photo?
Sure.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Look at good photo. Ready? Hold on a second
What?
here.
Ready, set, go.
Oh, wow.
goodness.
Wow.
Gialdini.
That's Gialdini and Yuri Shirotkin.
I don't know.
Yep.
Oh, that's a tandem gear stunner he had, isn't
Yep.
it? No,
Yuri,
I think-
Yuri once won the Medal of Sports in Russia, which is only given out to one athlete each year.
Wow.
And he won it
In
as the
Russia.
control line stunt world champion. Forgot what year it was, 61 or 62, I think, someplace back in there, 60, 62. But that's him and Gialdini, I think, at the 64 World Championships. That's Gialdini with his Stingray and Yuri with his, I forgot what the name of that one was. But,
You
And
know,
I think, John, that wasn't a tandem gear. I think those jet pods are actually wheel pants.
yeah, that's what I was going to say. But he had one similar that didn't have the jet pods.
Right, right.
was
The
tandem.
tandem gear was a
Was that
different
you
airplane.
too?
No, this is a Russian design. It wasn't.
it was called that one was called the Space Hound. I don't know what this one is.
Yeah. Listen, no thing about Gialdini's airplane. I believe it's that particular airplane. What he did, I watched him land. We were talking about landing gear and sprung gear and all that. His gear wasn't sprung, but it was canted inwards quite a bit. And it
And
did the
forward.
same thing. That gear would follow the ground.
Yeah, in and forward, a very springy.
Yeah,
His Olympic, he did that on the Olympic design.
we did that on a lot of his planes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a story about that Yuri Sirotkin. If you want to hear it, it's not related to stunt at all, really, but there was a world scale championships at Lakehurst one year. I forget, back in the mid-70s. And this is where they had control line and radio control scale all together. And the Russians had a control line scale team there, and he won with a twin cargo plane of some kind with an inline engine in it, but that's another story. But well, who was the editor of Model Airplane News at that time?
Walt Schroeder.
Walt Schroeder, yeah, he was there, and I was talking to him, and he asked me if I wanted to meet Yuri Sirotkin. I said sure, and Sirotkin was there, and Schroeder introduced me to him, and I said, I'm honored to meet you. And he just kind of shook my hand and grunted, didn't say a word. And Schroeder said that he speaks perfect English, but he didn't have a conversation with me. When the Russian team was ever around, there were other guys in the background with long coats on, gray coats. They were always a presence.
Party members.
And so they were being watched, and he didn't say, Sorokin didn't say anything. So I shook his hand. I was honored to do so, but that was the end of it.
Yeah.
And it was a rather strange event, let's put it that way.
In '64 at the World Championships where Gialdini was flying in stunt, there was a guy named Warren Magzura who had a Bearcat because they had scale there at the same time. And he couldn't make the trip. So he had Gialdini proxy fly the Bearcat, and if I believe he won.
He did. That was the first scale control line championships under those rules, which are still basically the same.
Yeah.
And Giordini, he flew that to first place. That airplane's in the museum, by the way.
Yeah.
And it was published. Plans were published in a model, American Modeler Annual, and a lot of ideas in that airplane went into my scale, Martin Baker, including.
As I recall, it wasn't very big.
No, it was an inch to foot scale. So it's 1/12 full size, and it's noticeably smaller than what my Martin Baker was at 1/10 scale. But I used a lot of the ideas. In fact, the color scheme, I use that as a reference, my color scheme, because I think that's an accurate representation of how the sunburst worked on the wing and how the points of that sunburst came in. And that's shown very clearly on those plans of Magzura's airplane. If anybody's ever interested in seeing that, I can give him what his plans are available from AMA, I'm sure, but the article's interesting as well.
Hey, we got Mike Costello coming in. His avatar showing, but he'll be here shortly.
Cool.
I offered to buy one of those KGB guys a beer one time, and he declined my offer.
Yeah.
There's
They
probably somebody
they
who
don't
wants-
social. They couldn't socialize very much, I guess, huh?
Yeah, it was fun to, because I would suffer no consequences from interacting.
Let me welcome Mike Costello. Thank you, Mike, for coming in.
How you doing, Charles?
I'm doing well. How are you, man?
Hey, Mike.
Great.
Hey, Mike. My
Hi,
brother,
everyone.
Mike.
That makes 22 of us. I know we never had 22 in here at one time. So
Marvelous.
that is amazing.
Well, you can thank me for that.
Yeah, we're gonna thank Mike for sure.
I got a report. I was driving up around, was it Mars Plains today, out shopping for some glow plugs.
All right. Let me make it big here real quick.
So then,
Oh, Fireball.
yep,
Good boy.
I'm gonna give it a try. So saw that I was within 5 minutes of where Larry Scarinzi is. So I dropped in on him, and he's at a assisted living care place, and so I spent a couple hours with him today, and he's doing pretty good. He's of mind. I was showing him videos of Brodak, some of the things that we did at Brodak, and Tom Luciano's Big Super Satan, and some of the stunt flying, and our previous flying the Nobler and stuff in our New Year's Day flying and stuff like that. And his ears are probably just as good as mine. He was saying, wow, that Nelson sounds really great, and that Fox 35 is running good. So
Wow.
he's doing pretty. He's in a good place. They're taking good care of him. So
Yeah.
Good.
Do us a favor and don't repeat any of the jokes he told you.
No, he's doing well.
Good.
So I was glad to see that he was doing, good.
Good.
They have him in he's in a real nice place. So.
That is great.
Yeah.
All right, there he is.
Oh, wow.
Ginger's holding.
Yeah, they had his, we had an 89th birthday for him, and he had his, Jim Pagani made a little plaque for him, and he had that at his, it was in his room.
That was a good meal we had that night.
He has a couple of pictures of him, him and Ginger there and stuff.
And can anybody identify that airplane? I'm sure Keith can.
I got it. Want to see the plans?
Wow.
Wow, that's unreal.
Ghost or something like that.
Internet.
Called the Dynamite, isn't it, Bob?
The Dynamite was a smaller version of that. That's called the Gay Devil.
Gay
Okay.
Devil.
Wow.
It was him flying that airplane at Union in 58 when the new pattern first came into being. And I sat there and watched him as a kid flying the pattern. That's what made me want to fly stunt. It's that airplane and him flying the new pattern.
Wow. Wow.
Amazing.
What's the airplane in the background?
I don't know what was in the back.
Easy over. Was it easy over? Over easy? I didn't see it good.
Hold on, I'll get it back up again. That was an Enterprise airplane. What was the name of that thing? I forgot. Here's another one of him though.
Oh, I know that.
All right.
Very
Wow.
Gray Ghost.
Is it a torque flat prop?
Yeah. And a Froome spinner and a Johnson 35 in there. Actually a 32, I think, originally in there.
32.
That canopy
I
is
saw
cool.
the very first flight of that airplane. I saw it win its first stunt contest.
Wow.
No, I know he didn't have an I-beam wing on there, but it sure looks like one, doesn't it?
It was a wing with full ribs, but it was laid up over a half-inch square main spar that was glued together so he could get the taper right. It was a very, very interesting wing to build. And he built all his wings in the air. They were not built on a board or in a jig. Everything was built up in the air.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, pretty amazing.
Well, that control surface sure is big. The elevator.
There's no flaps on that airplane.
No flaps, no. Wing used to bend like crazy when he did maneuvers.
Somebody's kidding that airplane today. I think it's RSM.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
What are you building, Lonky? Ah, I got you.
Very nice.
Well, if nobody's going to say anything, I'll tell a story.
All right.
Oh, no.
I was at my sister's house today, going through the stuff after her house fire, and met next door neighbors who are named Joe and Colleen.
My goodness.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow. Nice.
Do they fly stunt?
I don't know. I didn't ask. That's not polite.
Very cool.
Here's one for Gordy.
Yes.
Oh, look at
All
that.
right, look at that.
4-stroke.
Cool.
Yep.
Oh, that's number
Oh,
3.
nice.
Nice yard too.
Yeah, my wife's pretty good as a green thumb.
No kidding.
He's pretty good on the lawnmower too.
She makes me do the mowing.
Oh,
Wow, that is nice.
that's the one you had. Is that the one you had at the Nats?
No, this is the second one.
Oh.
On the one I had at the Nats, broke a lead out right at the bell crank and pulled out.
Oh,
Oh, man.
That's heartbreaking.
I remember that.
So Gordon, you had this one at the Golden State Stunt Championship. You and your friend
Roger Kramer.
Roger Kramer, who had the blue tail
Yep.
and you had the red tail.
How's Norm Whittle doing?
Who knows? He flies RC now.
Yeah. This picture makes that airplane look a lot better, though.
Which one?
Yeah, that does look a lot better.
Oh, she
What
flew
airplane?
in,
Yeah. Is there an airplane? I see the airplane now.
I've got another Gordon picture.
You have to look hard to see the airplane.
Cassie's 23 now.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my.
I remember her Dutch chasing her away from the pond years ago at Tucson.
Yep,
She was our trophy girl.
that's true.
Yeah.
Jim Hoffman raised his hand. Go ahead, Jim.
I've got a photo to share of Gordon. Let me just figure out how to do it.
All righty.
How do you do that? Share screen.
You want to get the picture up first,
Oh,
and
I
then go
did
down
do
to the
that.
bottom where it says share screen. And then when you do share screen, you'll be able to select what you want to share. There'll be another
Okay, here we go.
palette. All right, very good.
Here it comes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, look at that.
Yeah, so that's at Whittier Narrows.
Yeah.
Right. The one there is a Aptrix that I put a USA rudder on.
Yeah.
Nice.
I was always impressed that you were able to do that camouflage pattern, which was done by hand, and the whole airplane was uniform, and actually both airplanes were uniform to each other, like the tree.
It's just an eyeball. You just start at wingtip and work your way across.
Looks like a Tony and an Anthony or something like that. Must have been the second, the more formalized version. now.
Yes, that's Whittier Arrows.
We don't look nothing like that when I was there.
It
How is it
doesn't look
different?
that good anymore either.
Well, in fact, that's the first Tony.
Yeah.
That flew a lot better than the second one. Slider too.
When I was there was no concrete.
Oh, okay.
Huh?
Okay.
The trees are nice, except that debris drops off and lands on the airplanes.
Wow, look at that.
All right, this was just a quick share. Sorry about that. Bob was trying to describe the spar and the gray ghost, and
That's
I
pure
don't know how to
What the
describe
heck
that.
is that?
That's pure trouble.
I always figured he was making it up out of, leftover 12-inch scraps or something like that.
You know, Screnzy would do something like that too.
He would.
Well, it's not hard to imagine how that thing must have been, really flexible and twisty and everything else. So
I built one of those for Frank McMillan. I did it the last film system, made all the ribs and everything. It fell right together. It was really, really neat.
did you use the spar like this or was
Yeah,
it
we built the
simplified?
spar just right off that plan. I got the same plan.
Wow, that's crazy. And Charles, you were right. The elevator was kind of big. So
Yeah.
30-70.
Close
All right.
to
Look
it.
how skinny that
Look
elevator
how
is.
short the nose is.
mhm.
Look how thin the darn elevator is. Well, that thing had to flex. With that much elevator behind it, that little skinny stab had to flex. Gracious.
Well,
Great
plus I
ship.
think he also said it flew like 75 or 80 miles an hour or something. It was loaded up pretty good. So
It sure did.
No
He
wonder
liked
the
the
wing flexed.
Good
Wow.
night, guys.
Hey, good night, Sparky. Thanks for coming
Good
in.
night, Sparky.
Hey, Spark.
go polish some more.
No, sleep.
Gordy had
Even better.
mentioned the Apteryx before. This is Jerry Worth's Apteryx.
Oh,
Wow.
very nice. Wow.
Did that come before or after the USA won? Because it
Before,
sure played before.
Billy saw this at the '69 Nationals, and then he took his airplane home and stripped the finish off of it and put a lot of the design cues from this airplane onto the USA 1, and then took it to the team selection that fall and flew it in basically this look. So that airplane is legal in both looks because it was designed, built, and flown in both looks in '69.
Mhm.
Wow. How about that?
Does anybody have any experience flying either one? Or I mean, both of them. The
I flew
Aptrix?
I flew the USA one, and then Jim Hoffman's flown a
Yeah,
bunch of
Jim
them.
has an USA one.
I've flown a USA.
I have a
one,
USA
but not that
one.
one.
It's a fabulous airplane.
I flew
Yeah.
Billy's.
Jim's flew very well at VSC.
Yeah, I still have it. It's an unusual plane that it sits in the garage, and then I'll pick it up, and I can take 5 flights on it, and I'm good to go.
It's family.
It's so friendly.
Family.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's,
When you
it's
talk
a
about a
friendly
plane-
airplane.
I don't know about one that's that friendly, but I know when I saw Gordon Delaney fly that big Tony at the Nationals, when he landed, I walked over to him and asked him, I said, "Is your arm still in one piece?" He looked like he was, golly, that plane looked like it pulled like a truck. But he said, "Oh, it's no problem." Okay.
You got to understand, Gordon flew a lot of twins.
Yeah, that makes sense. Boy, that
Yeah,
what's Keith
Gordon's
got there?
airplanes pull huge.
What's Keith holding there?
That's Jerry Worth with the first year.
You
he
make
had
it big.
Oh yeah.
This was the 69 Olathe and kind of washed out. The picture is. Sorry about that. I don't
What
think.
plane is that? He's
That's his
holding?
Aptrix.
Aptrix, okay.
This is a better, I've shown this before, is a better picture of it, I think. And he should have got the award that year for the best light box airplane combination.
Yeah.
Yes, that's funny. I have a
Okay.
comment from Jeff Riley. He says the gray ghost looks like a pre-Electra.
Yeah, they do.
And thank you, Jeff.
You know, the first time I went to VSC, Gordon was there with that twin, and I saw an airplane sitting on its tail, and I couldn't. And everybody's gathering and getting their cameras ready, and I'm walking by with my box car, and I'm, what the heck is going on? And then I see Gordon's head come out from behind the airplane, and they took a picture. I said, "Oh my goodness!" The airplane was bigger than Gordon.
Was.
Is that too much?
Too
Too
big.
much.
Yeah.
Too much.
Yeah, it's too much. Somebody else flew the airplane. That's what flipped me out. He was letting somebody else fly the thing.
Yeah, it's a
But
76-inch wing.
yeah,
I was at that time I was only about 5'8" or 5'9".
well, I tell you what, it got me. But then I saw you fly that
Oh,
big Tony at the Nats, and I wondered how in the world did he hang on to that thing.
well,
That's
this is a
pretty
nice
picture.
shot.
That is a nice shot. That's pretty
Yep.
pretty airplane.
I think that's the same airplane Keith was showing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty sure that's the Olathe.
Notice
beautiful.
how he used minimum trim. You know,
Well, that's the way Billy did on USA One.
yep. It enhances, doesn't overdo the design, doesn't overpower it.
Makes it look very clean and nice.
Yeah.
First time I saw the USA One actually fly, I'd heard pictures, I'd heard stories about it and seen pictures of it, but I actually saw Billy fly it one time, and it was everything that they said it was. The plane was so clean and it was so quick in the corners. And the next year he was flying this new plane, the Junar. I thought, what the heck did you put the USA One down for? But anyway, way it goes.
I think a lot of people over decorate their airplanes.
Oh
I
yeah.
think so too. I sometimes do.
I know I've over decorated a few of them and I'm not happy when I do.
Yeah. That's the problem. My little twin boomer behind me there. I get way too many colors and too busy, and you know,
just doesn't do it.
Yep.
Well, there's one guy who combined different colors and everything, and Klaus Makis was a master at that.
Oh yeah. Klaus is an artist, you know.
Yeah, you'd have 100 airplanes, and you could go pick out Klaus's airplane instantly.
Yes,
sure.
Mike, you had a lot of airplanes with very Klaus Mike-ish schemes on them. They look great.
Klaus got me the plans for my VUM 18.
Hmm.
And John Miller scaled them up so I could build them.
Stuart, did you want to show something, Stuart?
Actually, I just got a few questions on some things. Charles, we were talking a while back when you were drilling your badass prop. The drill bits you were using, there were a certain type to center them in that.
I'm not following you, Stuart. Can you repeat that for me?
I thought it was a certain type of drill.
Oh, yes, yeah.
I don't know the name of it. I can't remember.
I wrote it down because it is kind of a complicated name, but it's not with me.
Okay.
You don't just use a prop framer?
No, it's a really neat bit. I have a really good tool and die place near me, and the guy in there has. When I tell him I'm trying to do something, he'll come out with something I've never seen before, and it just makes it so much easier.
Is it Forstner bit?
No, it has a bit, but it has like a pilot ahead of it.
Yeah,
And then
that's
it
a
has
reamer.
No, it's not a reamer.
It's got a pilot on the end of it.
It has a pilot, but it's not a reamer. I know what a reamer is.
Oh, it's not?
Like I said, the name, I actually had to write it down. But
it's a piloted counterbore.
Something similar to that. That's kind of resonating to me a little bit, Bob Hunt. That's kind of, I know your dad had a machine shop, so you kind of are probably pretty close to what
My dad used to make piloted drills for drilling out props. He'd take something like, say, if he wanted a 5/16 drill, he would take it and he would grind the first inch of the drill bit down to, say, a 1/4 inch, so it would pilot on the prop properly.
Yeah.
And then then it was a normal drill after that. That sound like what you have?
Something, but the pilot actually rotates. It actually spins loose freely.
Okay.
So these two things spin independent of each other.
Simple drill bit.
I know what he's
while they
talking
were
about.
sketched
I
drill
have no
bits.
idea what it's called.
The pilot spins, and then the drill bit, lack of better words, it also can spin different direction.
That's
But
a
I didn't want
quarter-
to mess up the hole in the prop. So, but I needed to relieve it because the electric spinner, the way it goes on, it had a
halfway through.
Had like a lip on it, and I needed to relieve the prop to go over that lip. And so that's what I
You need
used.
a counterbore.
Pretty sure what you're describing is a 1/4 inch piloted counterbore.
That sounds right.
Sounds about right. Like I said, I had to write it down because when he gave it to me, I go, "What is this?" And he said it, and I go, "Let me write this down." Because I showed it on a show one time because it really was nice. It really made, it made a really nice relief for that lip that I had to overcome on the back plate of this.
What are you trying to
electric spinner.
do with your prop, Stuart?
Well, I just possibly was wanting to possibly use a drill wooden ones.
Okay, like you're making props, you're gonna drill your own holes, or?
No, it's just to make one the hole bigger. 'Cause then
Okay.
it's already centered, right? So I don't know. I just thought I'd like to try it. But if you
I'm
can
I'm certainly not vastly experienced in it, but if it's wood, I would use a reamer. So you don't use too much.
Yeah, reamers work really well. If there's already a hole there already, they work really well. See, I didn't want to go very deep into the prop. That's why I
know what you're talking
this
about.
bit that I had. That way, I didn't want to increase the whole size of the whole length of the hub. I just wanted to just relieve the back of the prop. So that's kind of why I got that thing that I think Bob described correctly.
Yeah.
But it's down in my garage, and
Charles, I got several of those I used when I was flying combat because Super Tigers had a shank on the back and the prop would not go all the way on.
Right.
Right.
I started buying them.
Relief.
Pilot, and you go in there and ream it. The pilot would keep it straight.
Right. I like the prop to fit really nice on the crankshaft. I don't want to enlarge the hole where there's a little bit of space. So I don't want to change that. And it was a nice fit as it was. I just needed to relieve just the back, about a 1/16 of an inch. And so that just worked perfectly.
Yep.
We were talking a little while ago about the USA 1. This is the one they won the first world championships with.
All right.
And you see how much it looks like an Apteryx.
Yeah. Yeah.
That looks awesome.
Basically a copy of it, you know.
That is
Yeah, you were
nice.
talking about keeping them clean with the trim, but those airplanes had a lot of surface detail on them.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
It was
A lot of
subtle.
inclines.
It was subtle.
You know what was hard to do was painting the fuselage stripes dead straight on that airplane.
Yeah.
It was
There's
hard to
your
do.
eye
Now with
trying to follow all
lasers,
that.
it's
Yeah, years
much
ago,
easier with a laser.
allowed me to fly his USA one.
Oh, there's Juno.
I remember that one.
That's pretty.
That is pretty.
First time I saw that was in Atlanta in '77, and it was gorgeous, but Billy was having overheating problems with it. Boy, that thing was pretty though.
Actually, he was having tank problems.
It was tank problems.
Tank problems. Yeah, he had Randy Hancock handcuffed to the bench making tanks all week for that thing.
Oh my goodness.
Did that have like ribbed flaps, or was it just a reflection?
With that,
Were the flaps ribbed, or was that just a reflection?
They're ribbed.
Yeah.
They're ribbed. I built one of those, and it's fun.
hold on a second.
Beautiful airplane though.
Yeah.
Get it back up again. I can see it. Hold on.
Okay, yeah. All right.
Was that basically just a big Aries?
No, it was a different airplane. It had more sweep forward. It had 2¼ inches per panel sweep forward in the hinge line.
All right.
We've got a Les Nearing Special 1979 that's painted identical to that.
Yeah.
A 79 Special.
Good
That Les, I bet Les and Billy built in the same shops.
That's a gorgeous paint job.
Yeah, it really is.
Really, really is.
Hold on.
Never
Got a
done.
plan to share here. Okay, you can see the extreme sweep and the lead in the trailing edge that Bob was just mentioning.
Yeah, it is pretty big. Wow.
And then you talked about the ribbed flaps. Take a look at the airfoil there.
Wow,
Yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out.
Yeah.
Yeah, there wasn't any attempt to make it blend with the wing or anything like that. I did not understand exactly why he did it, but I think I had heard, and never saw, I heard he built a companion airplane to this that had normal flaps on it.
Yeah,
It's called
he did.
Comet or something like
It
that.
was a turquoise one. And
Yeah.
and the reason you never saw it is he landed one day and ran into his flight box with it.
Oh, shoot.
No.
That will definitely cramp its style. Did it fly as well and everything like that? It just
Yeah, he said it was a
unfortunate.
great airplane. He fixed it and flew it as a practice airplane, but he never used it in competitions, to my knowledge.
Yeah. Okay.
Was that the one that was neon colors? Or was that,
No,
maybe
that was
after?
that was the Junar, the second Junar.
There we go.
Wow.
There's the original. Yeah, there you go.
USA 1-1. So
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I never saw that airplane except in photos.
mhm.
I watched him
Yeah,
fly.
I saw it at the 69
Nats.
Nats.
Look at that black stripe on the horizontal stab coming off the rudder.
Yeah, it's all one piece.
Yeah, it's really, really nice.
Put your thumb on the table and hit it with the hammer.
Yeah, let's see how you mask that sucker off.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Nightmare. That's a nightmare.
No kidding. Oh.
Excuse me.
Lively group.
I think
We're still
looking for
Hey,
pictures
Bob, it's
uh,
here.
Monday.
We're in awe.
I got another question here. With I was flying today and it was 34 degrees out. So if the needle just didn't seem to adjust that well. So if I'm using Cool Power 10% with I think there's 4 ounces of castor in the gallon. It's an OS FP40. So if it's colder out like that, is it better to go higher nitro?
I think so.
Lower,
No.
Lower.
Lower.
I go lower, more nitro, more heat.
lower,
But
lower.
you can open up the needle a bunch.
Yeah. Okay.
Forget the caster.
Forget the cat.
Yeah, go to 5% nitro.
All right. I'll have to maybe get some other
Mark,
fuel.
put it all away and get out your darn electric. All right. So
Yeah, one more question, and then I
I
think
went
I'll-
flying. I went
34
flying
degrees,
Saturday.
right?
I went flying Saturday. It was degrees. I'm going flying tomorrow. It's going to be, in the 30s.
Hmm.
It's just a good glow driver, hot glow driver, good fuel, and that's it. And a starter.
Lighter fluid.
Yeah, I used to use- I used
lighter
to use-
fluid's
Gonna
your
say
friend.
lighter fluid.
Lighter
Nice.
fluid,
I
put your glow driver in your pocket, keep it warm, works a lot
Yes.
better.
Yes.
I used to use Roncinol.
Yeah.
And that squirted in there. I had an airplane called the Roncinol Special. Even in the summer, it wouldn't start without Roncinol. That was the F-105.
That's funny.
was at a New Year's Day at the Circle Burners. It was cold. It was like 0 degrees out. And I didn't bring the lighter fluid. I was trying to start the engine and it wouldn't start. And I just got pissed off. I just took my thumb over the Venturi and put the starter on it and spun it real hard. And for a while where you would think it would totally flood the engine, all of a sudden it started to kick. And I kept on doing it over and over, just holding my thumb over the Venturi and flooding the heck out of it and starting it, and it fired up and ran. It was unbelievable. It's actually on YouTube video. And no lighter fluid, nothing. It's just that it needs a ton of fuel.
Lots of fuel. You can't get it to paper on.
Diesel.
One other question. You guys, any of you guys use tachometers at all when you're adjusting your engines?
I do some.
Yeah.
Just for a reference.
Last couple of days. And I'm probably going to keep doing it. I don't know.
They will lie to you, Sturt. When you go from a 30-degree day to an 80-degree day, they will lie to you.
Yeah.
If you go to Albuquerque and you set your needle at 9,400, you might not get around the circle. It still has to have that na-na-na to load that engine, whatever RPM that is.
Can you do that again? Maybe we can get it back.
I want to hear that again myself.
Yeah.
Okay, I started recorder. Okay.
That's pretty good, Joe.
That's a lot to you. Be careful.
Sounds like a Carole King song from the 60s.
Oh, you're being you're being kind. Good reference.
I never use a tack except when I'm running an engine on the bench. But when I'm running it on a plane and I'm at the field, it's all by ear. I want to know I want to hear that sound that I want to hear, and then I'm good to go.
I'm not very musical.
You got to know.
My musical skills suck.
I think with the FP40 though, you're not going to get that nice, brake, in between the brake, or just too rich or a little too lean of the brake, because so probably with the 40, at least where you're at. So at least from my experience with the 40 I got, is it's pretty easy to use the tack to get a good starting point. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, because of just the way the engine is designed and the way it flies, the way it runs.
Any of you guys remember the show Hollywood Squares?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is what
Oh,
this
looks
looks
like.
like.
Well, where would you be?
With clowns. With all clowns.
Yeah, you would be like Paul Lynn. So that's about the Paul Lynn place up
That's right. That's right.
Hey, Phil, are you trying to get my attention, or is you going to leave? Or
No.
okay.
I was going to say something, but I've forgotten what it was. I was going to ask you something though. When you built your SV11, what spinner did you use on it?
Whoops, who's got the music?
That's probably a phone ringing.
It quit.
What
Sorry.
spinner did you end up using? Did you have to set your engine back?
You talking to me, Phil?
Yeah, yeah. When you built your SV11 ARF, did you have to set the motor back?
Yeah, I had to do something. I remember there was something. I don't remember I remember there was a problem, and I don't remember what the solution was. But I think it's a 2-inch spinner, and it's I use a reverse spinning prop, so I had a
I do
reverse
too.
reverse spinner too, which was kind of hard to find. So
Well,
I think it's a 2-inch.
Yeah, I found all that and got it working. And with the 2-blade prop, it works great. But I've got some 3-blade propellers that spin backwards, well, reverse. And I made up a carbon fiber spinner for it, and it turned out real neat. But then I went to put it on there, and oh crap, I need to move the motor back 1/8 of an inch, nearly 1/4 of an inch, really. So I went and got these little nylon setbacks to keep, set it back. Well, when you do that, you just negated I put brass pieces in the plywood to keep the stock plywood front end from crushing. And I happened to think about it just before I tightened it down. I said, okay, let me take this back out. And I had to make 8 little washers to go on either side of that. Just the 440 would just go through so that the brass tubing would have something to touch so it won't crush that thing. Right. I didn't want to cut the whole front end out to put one of Bob's front ends on. That's the best way. But
That's what I did.
And that's what I have in mind now is one of Bob's front ends.
Well, that'd be the thing to do. Just take one of those and stick it in the back and be done with it.
That's exactly what I did, Phil.
Yeah.
You were mentioning carbon spinners. Has anybody seen those carbon spinners that are on eBay?
Yeah, I
bought them.
I got some for the 2 Caprices, and I'll tell you what, except for the fact that the back plate is 10 millimeters opening instead of 3/8. You got to put some kind of shim in there to, some kind of an adapter ring. Those things are wonderful. Matter of fact, here's this
about $13 a piece.
You can see the difference between the black one, which is the carbon spinner, and the Vico needle. I like the shape of the carbon spinner much better on the airplane.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it looks good.
It sure does.
It's more than half an ounce lighter than the Vico.
Wow.
Carbon spinners are amazing.
They're really nice.
Yeah, I got some from Windy, and they're just friggin' amazing.
$15.85 a piece, and it's well worth it.
Yeah, I think so too.
Very nice.
Hey, any of you Beanfield guys want to try flying tomorrow?
Sure.
All right, I'm gonna see if I can. I've got some batteries on charge, and I've got some friends coming to visit tomorrow, so we may head out to the field at some point.
Now give me a call.
Okay.
Maybe. We'll see.
What's the temperature up there?
Well, it was 34 when I flew today.
Len, it's about 10 hours, man. I'll see you at the field in the morning, man, if I drive.
If you leave now, you should make it.
Yeah.
Man alive.
I was going to say it was 3 degrees, but we'd have to change the math for our American friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
it's saying on my computer here -2 right now. So that's
Jim, I want to tell you something.
28,
Yeah, keep with
28,
that. It sounds more
28, that's right.
It sounds more impressive.
Yeah, about 28. You're right, Joe.
Y'all have it.
When I was out there today, Wendy, the windsock was just hanging straight down though.
Oh, I know.
Yeah,
I was out pushing buggies at the grocery store, and I'm going, oh man, I should be at the flying field, not here.
Yeah, it was pretty good. There wasn't much.
I'll bet it was.
I was out on the golf course flying.
Oh, I was going to say you weren't golfing, hopefully.
Pretty cold to shank one today. That'd be kind of hard on the shoulders.
Yeah.
Boy.
Well, me and Dave for a little bit the week before last, in like no, not a breath of wind, and I'm still learning some scary moments with like zero dead calm winds.
Oh,
Yeah, I keep getting tickled at these guys that fuss about having 8-10 mile an hour wind, and they think that's too much. I'm saying, well, which would you rather have, 10 mile an hour wind or no wind? Oh, no wind's perfect, Dazzy. Yeah, you hadn't been
No
flying
way.
long.
Skip
You hadn't
that
been flying
idea.
long.
only for rubber band planes.
The only thing I do different when there's no wind is go to a smaller prop. But other than that, I don't like no wind days. I'd rather have a 10 mile an hour wind any day.
Yeah, you do a lot more walking when there's no wind too, getting out of your
I mean
way.
that. Now Joe there, it don't seem to bother him, but
Nothing
no
bothers.
wind or crazy amounts of wind doesn't seem to bother Joe, but it bothers me.
If it's no wind, I go in and out both.
Oh yeah, you have
do
to.
one minute and one the next.
Yeah. Yeah. I will say I learned more watching Joe fly after somebody pointed it out to me. But I learned more watching Joe fly than I've learned in a long time about playing the wind.
So are you saying you when you're doing say 3 loops, you're stepping back and then you're going forward?
I'd step back all 3 times.
Yeah, okay.
And then the next
do
time I
too.
may step forward, go back where I was and go forward. If there's any
Okay.
residual falling, I won't be in it,
Yeah.
Every time I watch Joe fly, I learn the same lesson. I still suck.
Yeah. Don't fly against Joe. Yeah, Joe's hard to beat, that's for sure.
There's a lot of good flyers around, y'all.
Oh, there
Yeah,
are.
that's true. That's true.
There's a lot of good flyers right on here.
Yes. In fact, there's some world champions on here.
Yes,
Yeah.
there are.
Walker Cup winners on here.
Yeah, what I've learned watching Joe is the older I get, the better I used to be, but I was never as good as he is.
You're being kind, Phil.
Yeah. I don't know, Joe. I've watched you fly a lot. Oh, you
Point
and
of
Bobby.
point of order. It's not the Walker Cup. That's something you get at the World Championships. For the
Okay.
team. It's the Walker Trophy.
Trophy, whatever then.
Yeah.
It's the Walker Trophy. Well, there's
There
a
you
Walker Cup winner too in there.
Well, I wasn't going to say it, but yeah, I did have both of them.
Yeah. Yeah, you sure did.
Has any American won the Worlds more than once?
Sure.
Who?
Billy won it
Sure.
3 times. And Les
Billy and
won.
Les.
Didn't he? Didn't Billy Warbridge do it?
Billy and Les both won it 3 times.
3
Les
times
won it
apiece.
too. Okay.
Yep. 76, 80, and 96.
Hey, Bob, did you have them both at the same time?
No.
Okay, I thought you were awfully close though, weren't you?
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
close.
the year
It was
between.
a year
Year
apart.
2.
Year apart. 77 and 80. No,
76.
89.
6 and 8.
76
Yeah.
and
70,
78. 76 and 78.
That's
Yup.
it. Okay. I can't remember. Bob can remember all these dates. I can't remember dates.
He
can
won
barely-
it.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Yeah.
true.
That makes a
No, but he
difference.
remembers.
If you won it, it's not hard to remember.
Yes,
If I
Yeah,
forget
that's
that,
true.
I'm gonna be in that home with Larry.
Yeah, but see, the thing that amazes me is he can remember when everybody won it and everybody who he flew against and flew with. And I'm sitting there, geez, man, I have trouble remembering the people's names that I deal with. And he remembers people he hadn't seen in 30 years.
Yeah, but I forget my wife's birthday. So I mean,
Yeah.
Oh.
That
No,
hurt.
I find that hard to believe.
Well,
you
that's
know,
exactly it. I can remember where I was 30 years ago on a flying field, but I have no idea where my glasses are
yeah.
Bob, yeah,
or my car keys.
what you got to remember, Bob, is 10,000 attaboys makes you a leader of men. 9,999 attaboys, you get one off shucks, you're back to zero.
Yep. How about it?
I gotta go.
All right, thank you, Jim.
Oh, heck.
See you,
Right
Jim.
there.
I'm gonna fly with Charles on Friday.
All right.
Yes.
Standing.
Yes, I'm
Video.
looking forward to it. But
Are you guys gonna
it's
have
been
to layer
raining.
up or anything like that? What, are you gonna be in the 30s or 40s, I assume, or
60s.
I think the forecast was in the 50s. The high
my
of 50s.
God.
You poor babies.
I'm so heartbroken for you.
Yeah.
Well, I'm hoping that the field dries out, Jim. It's been raining the last couple of days. It's not going to rain for now on for a while, but it's going to be cold. So I'm just hoping that the field dries out. But I'll keep you abreast. I haven't been to the field, and but either way, we can we'll make something happen, because not all the field has low spots. Just one spot is low. So that's something we never take off and land over there anyway. So
never
keep me posted. It'll depend on what airplane I bring.
Yeah.
I'm going to travel first thing Thursday.
Did you try those new titanium landing gear, Jim?
I got them. I installed them. I haven't flown them.
Do they feel more? They feel more rigid.
No, I'm very fearful they're the same as what I tried last time.
Wow.
I have a feeling that Rick has success because he flies on grass, and I fly on pavement usually. That test I did was on pavement.
Well, that could be. That could be.
And the side load is more.
Mm-hmm.
Stay tuned. I'll let you know.
And before you go, Jim, when are you leaving? What day?
Crack of dawn Thursday.
Oh.
Okay.
So let me know Wednesday, because I'll got to pack the car, charge the right batteries, yada yada.
Yeah, okay. It's looking like more like your Pathfinder, though.
I know Dave wants to see the orange one, so.
Yeah, I don't blame him. But I'll check it out. I'll let you know.
All right. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hey, Jim.
Charles, just not to leave you with a threat, but we were talking yesterday or today with our friends in San Diego, and it looks looking like February. We're going to come out and haunt you.
Oh, good. Oh, that'd be great. The weather be better too. I mean,
Yeah.
this weather passed, but dang it, I wish Jim could have came out last week. It was just so awesome. I mean, Friday was just beautiful.
Our weather here this week it was beautiful today. It's 52, which sounds like it would be cold, but I was out there in a light jacket and I wanted to shed it, but I knew with this cold, if I did, I'd be in the bed again. So just kind of put up with sweating all day. Got my Christmas decorations up outside finally, but it's the first time I felt like doing it at all. So I finally got it all done today. And it's supposed to be 52 again tomorrow. And then Wednesday it's supposed to rain all day. Thursday rain all day. And Friday 34, I think. So anyway.
We're going to get some airplanes finished this year.
The way I feel, I go downstairs and I just look at the thing and I went down there today for about half an hour. And
Sorry to hear
do
that.
anything.
Sorry to hear that.
I just can't get anything done right now. I can't concentrate. But I'll get back to it one of these days.
And well, you're improving little by little. You're improving, but at least you're getting better.
Yeah, I'm getting a little better if I just don't get any more setbacks.
Right.
Yeah. But anyway, I think I'm gonna get out of here and go to bed because I'm about ready to lose.
All right. Hey, thanks for coming in.
You guys have a great week. Take care.
Hey, thank you, Joe, for coming in. And thank you, Phil, for coming in.
And I'm seeing you Friday. Joe, you take care of yourself.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. You leaving too, John?
No, I was saying
Okay.
bye, Joe.
All righty. All right.
Mark, did you get those pictures I sent him?
I did.
And we'll see you later, folks.
You out of here, Gordon?
Yeah, I'm gonna pull
See
the
you,
pin
Gordy.
too.
All right, Brad, the point. I'll see you
See
later.
you, Brad. See you tomorrow,
Bye-bye.
Brad.
Take care.
Good,
Take
Brady.
care. Thanks for coming
Hello,
in.
Sandy.
I didn't hear anything from Mike. Mike,
Mike
we've
Lonke?
never met, but I've heard tales about you. Are half of them true?
Which Mike you talking about?
Estella.
Oh,
You didn't see him
What
at
do you mean
the
we haven't met?
Las Vegas?
I didn't notice it in there. I see how blind I was.
Oh
yeah.
my, no, that's
You
too
came
bad.
up to me. You came up to me and said, "Do you remember who I am?" And I didn't remember who you were.
Well,
Now
that's
you
good.
don't remember who he is.
Well, because you had that long beard that you had grown since I saw you last at BSC.
Uh-huh.
And then you explained to me your Santa Claus gig at the mall.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Okay.
it must have been you.
It must have been me.
Johnny
That's the only one.
Johnny asked you if you knew who he was because he didn't know who he was.
it's unfortunately it's getting that way, Bob.
Well, it was strange when I saw Mike Costello Las Vegas because I have watched hundreds of hours of Wendy Wieniawski, and I've seen so many videos of Mike Costello and Wendy.
Yeah.
I felt like I knew him, and it's just strange when you meet someone who you've seen so much on the internet or on the VHS or on the DVDs. You think you know them, and it's like it's just you feel
Exactly.
really comfortable, but it's like that person never seen you in your life, Charles. He doesn't know who you are.
I can still see his yellow Strega ARF with the Super Tiger 60.
Oh yeah, yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's the one we blunted the leading edge. That leading edge came to a sharp point. They never rounded off that quarter square or whatever that leading edge was made
At
out
the
of.
front of it. Yeah.
Yeah, and the thing, you couldn't get it to turn, and once you got it to turn, you couldn't get it to stop turning. So once we blunted that leading edge, it was all fine and dandy.
So in other words, it's a smart idea to buy the arc and make sure it's rounded off before you put any covering on it.
Well, what we did was we peeled back enough covering, and then we used the razor plane and we counted the swats.
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
you know, all of that scientific stuff that you do when you're doing a project like that. And then we covered that leading edge with a strip of black monocoat so that it looked like a nice dam.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Hey, Bob Gore's in the house. Thank you, Bob, for coming in.
Hey guys.
That's
Hi, Bob.
great. You know, one thing I've experienced or had an epiphany. You know, my planes. I was flying the Red Strega, then I was flying the Chipmunk, and then the SV-11. And there's probably been other airplanes that I keep adding tail weight to the plane to get it to turn smaller and smaller. And then later on, I'll start complaining about how above 45 degrees, the plane's getting light. And so I realized that my problem is I've made my planes too tail heavy.
Yep.
You know, and so this Brodak P40 I've been flying, I was starting again to do that same mistake, and I caught myself, and I reversed it and added some nose weight, and then I got the line tension back above 45 degrees. So anybody out there who's done stuff like that to themselves, if it's getting light above 45 degrees, you might want to consider adding some nose weight. And then I just opened up my line space on my handle because my planes are so tail heavy, I was bringing in my line spacing because they're so sensitive, right? And so now I added the nose weight, and I opened up my line space on my handle, and it is like fantastic. It's like, ta-da!
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't know if anyone's ever done that, but I do things to myself like that, where I put myself in a bad position, and it's my own doing.
I would have told you that if you'd asked me, but you know.
Well, you know, I've asked some people, it's getting light above 45 degrees, and they would say, you know, well, check your, check your line rake, check your tip weight, check your rudder offset, you know, and none of that was working. I mean, not very well, not working satisfactory. But I just had an epiphany a couple of weeks ago, and I go, man, that is what's been going on. And then I read last night, I was reading Bob Giordini's article on the Olympic about the barbell effect.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was looking for something to confirm my suspicion as far as I need to make the plane a little bit more nose weight. So I was thinking that when the tail is heavier than the nose, the centrifugal force is kicking that tail out, which brings the nose in.
Yep.
On me. And that's what's getting, I notice it when it's going upstairs, that's what's happening. So anybody out there who's experiencing anything like that, you might want to consider just trying it. If you don't like it, you always can reverse it. That's what's so neat.
We probably all chased the same thing at one point or another.
Oh yeah, trim is still everything.
Yep.
If the plane isn't in trim, you're just fighting with everything. It's just a nightmare and it's hard. And if you don't know what to do, then you're just guessing all the time. And it's like the cat chasing its tail at that point. Unless you can get somebody who really does know to say, hey, do this. Because for people who are newer to it, it's like, well, let's try this. Well, let's try that. Well, let's try this. And it's like, oh no.
Well, it's interesting. A lot of people, will put all the adjustable features in their airplane and then never use them.
Or not know how to use them or what to use.
Well, and the key is when you get an airplane flying halfway decent, there's always more. So what you do is you make a note and you say, okay, here's square one. This is some lesson.
Exactly.
You make square one. You can always get back to it, but you never stop trying things. My friend Billy Steinman, who was my mentor, he said, you stop trimming an airplane the day it either falls apart or goes in the ground. That's the day you stop trimming it.
That's me.
It's a good point.
Yep.
So
it can always be better.
You have all these adjustable features. Use them, try them, and if it doesn't, you move it. Or it doesn't work well, move it back. Try it the other way. There's a lot of times there'll be things that are counterintuitive. You'll think it through and say, well, it has to be this, and then it turns out to be something just the opposite, kind of like what Charles just went through. So you got to try everything, and you can always get back to where you were. Or what are you going to, you're going to waste a tank of fuel? Well, that's probably about what, $37.50 now. But
that's pretty close, I heard.
Yeah, it is, especially up here.
Well, then that's one nice thing, not to get into the electric thing, but that's one nice thing about electric. When you're trimming an airplane, you can put a 1 minute flight or a 1 minute 20 flight.
That is true.
You can get 3 or 4 test flights per battery, and you don't have to sit there and wait till the thing,
quits
runs out of fuel.
Yeah.
My problem too is I don't have anyone I fly with. So when I call and ask for help, it's like trying to give someone a haircut 3,000 miles away. They don't see the plane flying.
Yeah, they can't see it.
They don't see me flying. So it could be me. That's the problem.
See, that's the good thing here. We've got guys that are on the outside of the circle all the time, and we watch each other and go, "Oh, I see this. I see that."
Right. That is nice. I have Joe Mata and Carl Reed that I'm teaching them how to fly and helping them. So
the guys outside the circle when I'm flying, they just laugh.
Last time I got it, held up signs for you.
That's right. They did.
Has anybody tried the tracking program? I may not get the nomenclature right, but the video tracking.
Tracing.
Yeah, the tracing. Yeah. Did any of you guys try it?
Yes, that's a heck of a tool. Two Russian guys that fly stunt up in Rochester, New York, came out to Flushing Meadows and to my contest here in Easton, and they set that up. It takes them a couple of hours to set it up to do it properly. But they then took all took videos of all the flights and they presented them as raw video, and then they put the tracer on them, and it's on YouTube. You can find them on YouTube, all of them.
I've watched a bunch on YouTube, and I guess my question was, that's not something that's just readily available. I mean, you can get the program, you can download that program,
right?
But the specialty things you have to have.
Yeah.
Okay. That's not.
It has to be set up with they spent a lot of time with the pull-out rules and I guess transits and everything else, setting the thing up, and it took a while.
A lot of markers around the circle.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
They mark it. There's a lot. I think they're about 4 feet off the ground.
Yeah.
There's a lot of markers off the circle.
Right.
Yeah. But that's really a good service. I mean, I learned a lot from that. The one thing you got to have, you got to have a pretty strong constitution to watch them, because you think you're doing a really good flying, and then you oh boy,
Yeah, you're about to. When they run that with you for once, you're about to take a beating.
How about it?
Oh yeah.
There were a couple of flyers, I won't mention any names, who said they did not want them to videotape their flights and do that because they didn't want anybody to see the mistakes they were making. But for me, the way I look at it is, anything you can get like that is a tool for learning. It's a trick. If you could fly with that on a daily basis.
Yeah. What a great deal.
Yeah.
Constantine uses that, I think, or he has been playing with it anyway up here.
Mhm.
But we haven't flown with him for quite a while now because he's traveling all the time.
Yeah. He's one heck of a nice guy.
He's a great guy.
He came down to the Garden State Circle Burner meet a few years back, and I was judging, and he let me fly that big electric,
Job of his, yeah.
It really flew good. It was really fun.
That's cool. Yeah, he's a good guy.
Well, guys, I'm gonna get out of here myself. I gotta teach in the morning, and it's almost time for bedtime. So, yeah.
Hey, well, thanks for coming in, Mark. It's been a
Well,
while. I
Take it
appreciate
easy,
it.
Mark.
Hey, Mark, did he leave already?
No, he's still here.
No, he's still there.
You know, Mr. Douglas is back into land, right?
Yeah, I heard that. I heard it got down there. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's
Man,
cool.
they gave zero warning and no heads up of when it was taken off out of Tullahoma. Like, I just
I heard
saw
that.
a video at 10 o'clock in the morning. The DC-3 has left Tullahoma, headed back to Florida, but
They didn't want to get rushed with people that wanted to jump. Yeah.
right, they had a ferry permit for it, from
Right.
just a ferry permit, but pretty cool that after over 20 years sitting on the tarmac here in Tennessee that they got that old DC-3 running again and took him back home. So
That is pretty cool. I've got some DNA in that airplane. It's probably washed off by now, but yeah. That's quite a feat. Yeah.
yes.
All right, guys. Thanks.
See you, Mark.
All right, Mark.
Speaking of DC-3s, I have the world's most beat up control line scale DC-3.
Wow.
It is just unbelievable. Would anybody like to see it?
I would like to see it.
Okay,
Yes.
hang on. I will get it.
And Stuart, if you stick around for the after party, I'll show you that bit. Because I'm gonna go down in the garage after we quit the live stream.
That's fine.
And I'll show it to you. And I might have the note of what it's called, but I think Bob Hunt nailed it, but I'll show it to you.
I'm pretty sure it's a 1/4-inch piloted counterbore. What you described that.
Yeah.
But I used to open my props.
Has anybody seen any cooling reverse spinnering props like that are 3-blade?
Any what?
3-bladed cooling spinners that are reverse?
No.
Does
Keep
it
looking, but
does it look like this, Charles?
Something similar, but it has a pilot bushing further up. Yes, it's different. I'll show it to you. It's in the garage. I know exactly where it's at.
Right. Because this is a high-speed steel straight shank interchangeable pilot counterbore. Is what
Yeah.
this one is. And I use this to drill out Cox props. They're too thick. The hub is too thick to fit on a half-A combat motor like a Cyclone or a Profi or a Fora. But Cox props cut down are really good on those motors because they're unbreakable and they're cheap. So you use this counterbore to take some of the hub out so that you can get the spinner nut on because the shaft is too short. The hub is too thick and the shaft is too short. So you counterbore that Cox prop, the black rubber ducky that we all know. You can counterbore it and you can take about half of that out of there and then you can get a nut on the crank.
Very cool.
Lynn,
Let
that
me
doesn't
make
look that beat up.
I'm gonna make Lynn big so you can show his DC-10.
DC-3.
DC-3.
This was Ross Melhewish of Canada's DC control line scale DC-3.
Wow.
I have no idea how old this is. It's quite old. When he passed away, I ended up getting it. It's been hanging since at least 92.
Wow. Now what engines are those?
2 Fox 15s throttled.
Steel head or steel?
Wow. Very nice.
So it was a reasonably nice looking airplane at one time, but at some point I'm going to take it all apart, take the cowls off it, clean the motors, and see if I can put it back into flying condition again. I just haven't got to it.
Are the motors?
That's a 3-line system.
3-line system. Yeah, the motors seem to turn freely.
That's amazing.
So yeah, it'd be interesting to see if we can actually put it in the air again someday, or at least have it looking a lot better than it does right now.
Wow, that's pretty impressive.
It's pretty
Thank you. Yeah, it's neat to have. It's just a little bit of Canadian nostalgia.
Yeah.
He flew it in a lot of scale contests back in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, probably even in the 60s.
Is there any cockpit detail in that, Lynn?
No, I can't see anything. The plastic windshields are in really bad shape. They'll have to be replaced and so forth, which I will do, but it doesn't look like there's any cockpit detail. I think it's just painted black inside, Mike.
What markings does it have? Does it have U.S. markings or Canadian? Is there a number on it or?
Got Canadian markings.
It's
CF.
Canadian market, CF
Yep.
Sioux. So here's the wing. Here we are.
Oh, that's cool. Wow.
Are those metal cowls on there?
I think they are. Yes, looks like they're sheet metal.
Sheet
Yeah,
metal.
they're sheet metal. Yeah, sheet metal.
How about the gear? Can we see a close up of the gear?
Yeah, let's flip it over here.
Oh yeah, they're scale too, kind of.
Yeah, they're kind of scale. The wheels are in rough shape. I don't know. I may not be able to salvage them. I may have to cut them or something and redo the gear and put new wheels on. I'll see at the time.
You got a nice project there.
Yeah, it'll be a nice little refurbishing project at one time.
And
I'm
it's
just not there.
It's 3-line with throttles.
Yeah,
But
3-line.
will it-
Yeah, it's got.
But will it loop?
Oh no, it won't loop. I've seen this fly. It won't loop. It'll do a half-hour swing over, but that's about it.
Yeah.
I
Probably
wouldn't
do a
want to
figure
try.
9.
Oh yeah, it'll do one of those. I guarantee it'll do one of those. I don't
That's
want
really
it.
cool, Len. That's
It's a
It
cool
is.
project, so I'm holding on to it, and one day I will refurbish it, hopefully.
I kind of wonder why we haven't gotten a few more scale flyers on this forum. I know we talk stunt a lot, but there's enough of us that are interested in scale.
Well, scale's a fun event. There's no doubt about it, but you got to be a builder to be a scale guy, and it's a lot of building. I think that's the scary thing for a lot of people. They don't want to take the time to build something scale. It's a lot of work. Keith knows it's a lot of work.
Some of them got 2 or 3, 4, 5 years into building their model.
Yeah, exactly. It's a lot of time to build a scale model and to take the time to figure everything out and take the measurements.
You out of
take
here,
the photos.
Dennis? You're muted, Dennis. Yeah, drop your boom. You're still muted. Here we go.
You didn't know how well you had it. No, I just got another doctor appointment coming up. So
all right, cool.
In the morning. So try to see you guys Friday. Have a good time.
Thank you. Thanks for coming in, Dennis.
Mhm.
Yeah, I got a dentist appointment tomorrow myself in the morning, so I got to go too.
All right. And thank you so much for coming in. Appreciate it.
Thanks for the
I'm going to
picture.
check out myself, gentlemen. So
Yeah, I'm going to end the
evening.
stream in 5 minutes. So thank you, gentlemen. Thanks for coming in.
Hey, listen, before I go, I got one thing I would like to talk to you about, Charles. It seems like everybody kind of likes the photos, like Denny was showing last week, and we're all showing. Maybe you want to try to have a dedicated part of once a week, maybe either Monday or Friday, where you have people who have a selection of photos, kind of a theme thing, and show their photos. And make like a 10-minute section or something where people could show photos and from their collections. I'm sure a lot of us know Keith has probably the biggest collection of all.
Yeah.
Set it up so he can, it's just a suggestion.
Cool.
Good idea.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I'm just trust me, I'm so busy with everything else besides this time I dedicate to the show. I'm just so busy. I know we all are busy. I have 3 teenagers and and we're down to one car right now, so I'm really busy, and I gotta fix those. I gotta fix the other car, and I'm just so busy. I just can't think of anything to add to what I already have on top of everything else I have top of right now.
Delegate.
I'll tell you, we sure enjoy the photos though. They're amazing.
Yeah, I enjoy it.
To you guys that have the photos and can put them up there, we really enjoy looking at them.
Yeah,
They're
I do too.
outstanding.
Well, I only got about halfway through Andy Lee's photos that he was posting on the Pampa site.
Right.
So I didn't get to it tonight because I've been working on stuff for my wife. But Friday I can pick up with Andy Lee's photos of all the stuff. And,
I got that CD. He sent me a CD of all those photos, and there's hundreds of them. You know.
That's
He did. Were you here Friday, Bob? I don't remember.
For a little while, I think.
Okay.
Hey, Steve.
Yeah, Andy Lee has been dumping all those on the Pampa Facebook site.
Yeah.
And they're great. They're great. There's a lot of good stuff in there.
He's a great photographer. All right, guys, have a good one.
Hey, thank you, Bob. And again, I'm not against the idea of it. I just can't think of anything else right now. Just overwhelmed with everything else.
All right, man. Bye-bye.
All right, man. Take care.
Good night, everyone.
Hey, Bob.
Good
Hey,
night.
Steve, you come in and it's we was down to 6, now we're down to 15. Stevie, we've had as many as 22 people in here tonight.
Yeah, we were really loaded for a while.
Yeah, great participation. Great.
You're always loaded.
Oh my God.
That's funny.
Steve must be in the house.
Steve is in the house. So if Steve's in the house, we should probably go to the after party. I want to thank everybody for coming in, and we'll be back Friday. Hope you have a chance to do some flying or go in your shop and do some building and come back and share it with us. So until then, see you.